heading out for a New Year's Day hike with good old Arvo. And yeah, it's New Year's Day. Happy New Year's. And we are going back to one of my favorite places in Reynolds Park, going up Eagle View to get some really nice views of Pikes Peak and Chair Rocks and Valley Peak and Long Scraggy. Some of my favorite. It's a little bit snowy, it's very icy. It's been warm for the past couple of weeks. And yeah, all this snow has melted and turned into really hard pack ice basically. So I've got my little spikes on and we're just gonna hoof it up there. See, my record last year in 2024 was like 45 minutes to get up there. It'll probably be a little bit longer, but we'll see what it does. So yeah, here we go. We got the dog butt right in front of us, and we are just hiking up all this hard packed snow and ice. He's doing really good with his 4-wheel drive, and my little spike shoes are hanging in there. So that's one of my favorite places up here. It was pretty busy, pretty full in the parking lot, but there's some other trails that are out this way too, even on the other side of the road. So I chose to go up the steeper side first because I really didn't want to come down all of this really hard, slippery stuff. There's only like one spot coming down the other way that's pretty steep. So we're gonna get up to the top. Well, it looks real nice and icy up here. Let's see how this goes. I think that's part of the stream that runs through here. And then you get a little bit of snow and melt, and it just starts running through. Yeah, up here on the middle of the ice. And it's not really that bad with these little micro spikes that I've got. And poor Arvo, stay there, Arvo, stay. His claws, hey, I told you to stay. His claws, all he has left for his claws are his front paws right in the middle. This from chasing the ball so much, he just wears out the back ones and the outside, left and right, of both of his paws in the front. I think just from turning all the time. But he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Yes, he is. Look at that butt wiggling. Okay, let's see if we can. There's just a little bit left right through here. Yeah, and that stream does run through, and right across is what's happening. It just got dammed up there, and then all the ice, the snow melt is turning to ice right here. So yeah, this is like solid ice. And these little spikes, hopefully I'm not going to be eating my words. You just get right up it. You don't need so much the big claws, just have to walk on your toes. So yeah, one of my favorite trails that I've really ever been on. That's super local and really not too much of a hike, or the Eagles View. It's really pretty up here. I've definitely been on quite a number of trails. backcountry backpacking trails and double overnighters, and I would love to do that again. Didn't get to make that happen last year, but 2 summers ago we went up and did South Fork 21, and that's got some epic views, and we saw absolutely no one up there. So I hope to get back up there, at least to my camp that I made up there. I found a camp and just use that spot. But in terms of day hikes, this is like one of my most favorites, and I can do it in a couple of hours now. There's no way 3 years ago I would be able to do something like this. So it feels good to be in shape and healthy and able just to be out here and do this. So anyway, yeah, some really great views up here coming up, and this has been on my channel a couple of times now, but it's worth multiple exposures because it's just one of my favorites. So this is the view. This is my favorite viewpoint. I'm gonna try another little spot off to the side because I don't see Chair Rocks, but what you do see, what I know is from here, is this is Raleigh Peak on the left, and then in the middle, right there, is Pikes Peak, a 14er that you can drive up to. There's also a race that happens up there, and the Peanut Pusher Records. And then off to the right is Long Scraggy Peak. And then right in the middle between all of those, and I don't think it's gonna come out on this phone, is Chair Rocks. Maybe it's right there in the middle. Let me see if I can really zoom in. I don't see it on through the phone, so it must be just below the tree line, or maybe the snow is covering it all. So I'm zoomed in pretty far right here. But anyway, that's the whole view. Been out there, been to Long Scraggy out there on the right, and then around Raleigh Peak, never been up there, and then Chair Rocks through all of that. And it's just a pretty fantastic place. Well, it's getting pretty windy up here at the top, but I wanted to show this from a different viewpoint just down the way. You can see Chair Rocks right in the middle. So on the left you have Raleigh Peak, middle is Chair Rocks, and in the back is Pikes Peak, and on the right is Long Scraggy. And so what that means is, zooming in, here is Raleigh Peak, there's Chair Rocks, which is in also one of my other videos, and Pikes Peak, and then Long Scraggy Peak, which I've been up that one too. That was quite the hike up there, but such a view. One of my favorite spots right here. Well, we're on our way back down. I made it up. I forgot to talk about that, but I made it up there in like 45 minutes. So I think I could do pretty good overall. And that's the side that's got just a couple of steep spots. It's not that much different than here. This one, I'm going back down the other way, and it's got a couple of really steep spots, and the rest is all just flat. But yeah, coming up the other side, it wasn't bad at all. It's about the same distance and elevation change. I'll double check and see what the trail is for this one. I think it's like 937 feet elevation change. When you start down closer to like 7,000, you get back up to 8. And now I'm just used to it and get out there and hike all this stuff all the time. And it's definitely tiring. It's use energy, burn like a couple hundred more calories at 8,000 feet every day just sitting around, because you have more blood in your body or less air. And yep, so we're gonna head back down, go back home, and I'm going to soak in the hot tub and do a cold plunge, break the ice. It was 31 degrees yesterday, and that was pretty awesome. But the hot tub is right next to the cold plunge, so do hot and cold, hot and cold. This is one of those little steeper parts. It doesn't look steep on the video, but it's going down at about, I don't know, 15, 20, 25 degrees. And it's not icy, so it's not too bad. But I think so far I'm happy with my choice. We'll see, there's a couple more spots that are a little bit more steep and icy. Arvo's been slipping a little bit on the way down a couple of times, but he's doing all right. So we'll see how the rest of this goes. So we're off pretty far into our hike back down, and you can see out through this valley, just the plains part of Colorado, and Denver's right out that way too. You can see it better from Lookout Mountain, but it's amazing that, you know, just being right here in the Front Range of how close you really are to civilization, and then also just how far away you really feel sometimes. I mean, you can look one way and see forever, look the other way, and there's a big city. Okay, so yeah, this is the pink trail is the trail that we are hiking on. These are just previous tracks the past couple of times that I've done this one. And then just to show this one here, this is a pretty accurate one from what we did this time. Yeah, so starting off at 7,145 feet, ending up at 8,189 feet, elevation change of 929 feet, 4.22 miles, and an hour 43 is what Arvo and I did this in before, in April of 2023. So those are the stats, and it's a great trail. Love it. No, it's a little bit icy. The top was kind of frozen on, but there's some nice chunks of ice in here. And our little thermometer says we are at, if you can read it through here. Oh yeah, blue right there, right down there at 30. 32, it looks like, right at freezing.